We often joke about taking our lives in our own hands when we drive, and that comment has never been more true than it is today. But consider putting your life into other people's hands, and that's exactly what happens in a serious accident. An injured person relies on the efficiency of ambulance men, paramedics and rescue squad personnel. The following report is a tribute to their work and a warning to us all that these distressing scenes could happen to any of us. The car, a boon to our society, but also one of the biggest threats to our safety. Every year, hundreds of people die on our roads, and hundreds more would suffer the same fate if not for the tireless work of their rescuers. These men work amongst death and horror with a cool efficiency which seems to lack emotion, but that image couldn't be further from the truth. The suffering of the injured is all too obvious. The suffering of the rescuers, not so apparent.
Going to an accident always fills one with a certain amount of apprehension because we're going to such an unknown quantity. When we arrive, we're faced with many and varied types of situations. We become fairly detached from our feelings and go to the job that is at hand. A road accident is charged with a lot of emotion, especially from bystanders and the people involved as well. And you have to sort of take this into account with your own emotions and try and overcome theirs and try and instill a sense of sensibleness into the scene. So, a case of getting on with the job. You arrive at a scene and you see what's before you, and you find yourself in two minds. One of getting on with what's at hand, and the other feeling compassion for the people that are injured or dying.
We must first look at the most seriously injured patients and leave the less serious injured for a later time. Our main concern is the serious patient as number one priority.
Come on, get that breath in, come on. Nice big breath, sweetheart. Come on. That's it, girl. Not far enough down, mate. Come on, breathe in. Come on, love, breathe in. Breathe in, love. Come on, breathe in, love. Come on, girl. Nice big one. Nice big one.
We find going to motor vehicle accidents that we find two commodities involved, and one is a motor vehicle and the other a human being. And when both of these things are subjected to excesses such as alcohol for the human being and high impact smashes for the motor car, both of these commodities don't come out of them very well. There's probably one of two answers for the human being: a long-term and intensive care ward, one of the major hospitals, or death. It's as simple as that.
Emotionally, in relation to motor vehicle accidents or serious accidents of that nature, that on almost every occasion, I myself personally, and I know it does affect the other men, it affects us greatly. If there was no effect in relation to, I feel we would not be competent to do our job. The thing that stands out most in my mind, after having extricated somebody, seen the injuries, helped these people, got them on the road and got them away, We wonder then about the families that's left behind, or the families then that are going to suffer the traumas and that follow with these associations, particularly with fatality. And we feel very deeply for them, and this does affect our men to a certain degree.
Five, I think. Two they took out, one on the side.
The main causes of motor vehicle accidents is the involvement of alcohol, the impatience of drivers and the inattentiveness of the driver also. What can we do about it? Well, right, drivers should not drink and drive. This is terribly important. Impatience on the part of the driver. They should be calm, they should be most alert to the driving of the vehicle that they have under their control, be quite conscious of what they're doing and be responsible. Inattentiveness, again, the driver must pay attention to what he is doing in the control of a motor vehicle.
New Year is with us now, and we're going to find a mass exodus of motor vehicles on the road, either from the city to the country or country to the city, people returning home from their holidays. What we saw over the Christmas period, we don't want to see over the New Year, is the carnage on the road, the fatalities, the people injured, knocked about, killed on the road, even down to babies 3 months old, killed in motor vehicles, up to elderly people, that to all intents and purposes were going away for the weekend, the Christmas, New Year period to enjoy themselves, and came back to the tragedies of these deaths and that, and missing persons at the dinner table.
A96 to LN over. 96 to LN, we have a person here with critical injuries. We have head injuries, thoracic injuries, and our ETA will be 6 minutes. I don't know, we've got ventricular fibrillation, mate.
How much we can do, Al?
I'm afraid she's gone, Al. That's it. If I could say one thing that would keep more people alive this coming holiday season would be if you're going to drink, don't drive. And if you're going to do it anyway, then take a taxi. And that's the best way of staying alive.
Our thanks go to all members of the New South Wales Ambulance Service and the Police Rescue Squad for their invaluable help in compiling that special report.